Certainly, the ball have a good op. Look, 99, he's frozen solid. Let's get him out of here.
Okay, it is 12:52 a.m. PST, Monday, June 30th, 2025. This is a consensual recording of Mystic Gwen pursuant to the Federal Bureau of Investigation's instructions. If this live stream ends without me orally and explicitly telling you the end time, be advised I didn't end it in the domestic terrorists, child abusers, kidnappers, fraudsters, stalkers, individuals of the Everett Police Department who have assaulted me, kidnapped me, and are guilty of over 250 separate felonies without immunity, who've gone around consistently telling individuals they're part of a legitimate that's never existed, when in fact they've been part of an aggravated criminal conspiracy for over 3 years, one that I first reported to the FBI in 2017, one in which they've decided to proceed full steam ahead with, as far as fulfilling every single felony that I've reported to the FBI in 2017, as well as in my 2024 tort claim of August 14th, filed in case number 10500593. If you are watching this, you have a duty to pass on this message to the Snohomish County Sheriff's, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Seattle FBI Field Office. That applies anytime that I say it. Keep in mind, whistleblowers. That being said, there is some things that we're going to go over. They're written in the description, but first we're going to share screens and go through this arduous process of showing you what the idiots upstairs are up to at present. Currently, the Lenovo ThinkPad. The Lenovo ThinkPad is no longer in guest mode. It is officially re-registered to Indigo James Garcia. We have nearby visibility off, set to hidden. Erased all of Indigo's contacts, wrote no to, just like I had to do on the HP Chromebook. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, click on the post section and you can read all the details about that. Unit 207's been busy over the last 5 hours creating new criminal cookies that, when removed, caused the YouTube live stream to log out. It's the only reason they were able to terminate the preceding live stream that ran for just over 3 hours. And then I fell asleep and got a couple of hours of sleep. As you can see, they're already actively attempting to terminate these live streams while using their encoder to pick and choose what I state that comes through and is recorded, as is evident in the 30-minute long recordings that preceded this. Tampering, obstructing, and impeding. Intimidating and threatening an FBI with murder. Conspiring and actively participating in and attempting to perpetrate murder, the one and only felony reported in 2017 and in the August 14th, 2024 tort claim that hasn't yet been made actionable. The plan was consistently for there to be no video or audio footage so that a couple of Everett Police Department officers would break down the door of my house, shoot me in the head, and say I solicited it, and that my death would be deemed a suicide. Plan that the FBI has stated repeatedly is not going to be going the way that they had planned. The ETA on their detainment is this week. That being said, you are required to pass on this SOS message anytime and every time that I relay it. So if you're a whistleblower, you've got things to do today before 8 a.m. bright and early. You'll note here some of the new cookies that they have implored, which causes it to sign out if not allowed to be enabled as of the last 5 hours. Check out and compare and contrast the preceding live streams of their revolving doors of hacks in order to make sure that they are charged to the fullest extent of federal and state law for attempted murder, amongst other things. Okay, if this live stream ends for any reason without me orally explicitly telling you the end time, be advised that I did not in it. As I stated, the domestic terrorist upstairs did. Just erasing some of those new cookies that never were required in prior live streams. That's all I'm doing. Okay, as you can see in the prior live streams of the last few days, none of those cookies I just erased ever existed or were required previously. And now I'm going to throw on developer tools. And I'm going to lay down and try and get some more hours of sleep. As you can see, they're not allowing the developer tools to load on the left. Okay.
Can you move in on Satan Place? Good. Bring ropes, guns, 30 men, and one with cream and sugar and one block. How about you, Chief? One of the coffees and make it tea. Right. Well, they'll be here in 10 minutes. We've got to stall until they get here.
Oh, Max will never be caught up.
Well, we'll just have to try and take him out the way he is.
Hi.
Careful, you'll crack
Well, Doctor, what's going on here?
Mr. Satan, how fortunate to arrive just in time. The prisoner was trying to escape.
Right, I caught him just in time.
How could they move when it's frozen solid?
That is not my problem. I am just the doctor here. You will have to ask him that yourself. And now, if you gentlemen don't mind, I would appreciate it if you would put the patient on the operator.
We've got to delay the operation until I can figure something out. But most peculiar, Rudolph, most peculiar. Everett, I want you to watch the doctor closely.
The case may be, wherever you are in the wide, wide world, which we cover. This is Midnight in the Desert. And I'm Art Bell, and no bet, and only one call per show.
I only have
That's
two
it.
rules
Those
for
are the
the
rules.
show, too.
Now,
Don't end live stream
I
unless
have
you're
some
excited
people
to go
that
to
I always
prison.
like to thank. It's great
You
sound.
can stay the fuck away from my
Is
door.
assisted and transported Joe Talbot here in Toronto. My producer, all of you, of course, the Belgas site. Shout out, guys. Stream guys, they do a lot of delivery of packets for us. LB.net. They both deliver, and well, I guess it arrives and leaves by LB.net. So, then of course, Peter Everhart, this guy. Now it's going to be a long list, huh? So, coming up tonight, we have an abductee. He wasn't going to be the original guest. He is now. Well, he's not the original guest, but he's coming along now with Grant Cameron. Grant investigates people who are abducted, and so I thought it would be useful, and my producer produced somebody at the last moment for me, Adam Ambrose, and we'll ask him about his abductions. Phone. The coolest, best way to call this program is put Skype on your phone. And then please note the numbers for Skype. Because what you can do is act like you're going to add me as a contact. And even though I don't respond, it doesn't matter because then it that you win. So in North America, Canada, the US, we have MITD 55. That's my Skype name. MITD 55. MIT 55. So there you have it. Off in a moment to our guests, but things. You know, there is a theory, right? about time jumping and the Bermuda Triangle. Well, there's a case of brought to us by anomalous.com, Bruce Gurney, and his impossible jump forward in time as he, get this, flew his small plane toward Bimini. That's about where it always occurs. They reported being surrounded by a thick cloud and ending up miles away with no accounting for the fact that a 75-minute trip had only taken 45 minutes. That the NSA has to stop listening, examining, and will ultimately force to destroy millions of American calling records. With reference to the recent head shakers, movie theater killings, one professor of psychiatry calls it the conversation we're stuck with. A teachable moment growing out of horror. And that's really say about it. They don't know, what causes someone to do something crazy like that. 2 4+ earthquakes in Oklahoma, but you know what, folks? They were preceded by a gigantic bang. Remember you and I talked about bangs, right? With Linda Howe. One more calling tip, by the way, folks, and then away we go. That is, when you call the phone here, please, do me a big favor and let it ring until it's answered. I know sometimes you have to then redial if it doesn't get answered, but that's how it works. Let it ring till it's answered. We don't screen calls, so kaboom, you're just on the air like that. All right, coming up in a moment will be our guests. And it's going to be an as much as you want.
Hi, I'm Asia Bell. Hey, so I'm sleeping now, but you're awake, so call my daddy because he's awake too. The number is 1-952-225-5278.
You know who that was, right? That was not Ross with a headache. Good morning, everybody. I'm Art Bell, and this is Midnight in the Desert. And away we go. So, what a night indeed. Let's begin here. Grant Cameron, he's going to be the main guest tonight. He's a recipient of the 2012 Leeds Conference International Researcher of the Year Award and the 2013 UFO Congress Researcher of the Year. Wow. He became a UFO researcher back in '75 after a personal tragedy. Yep, that'll do it. He has extensively researched the role of the Canadian government, the President of the U.S., and the intelligence agencies in the cover-up in the UFO phenomenon as well, and the role of consciousness in UFO reports. And I'm particularly interested in that part, consciousness. So let us bring on Grant and say good evening, Grant.
Good evening, Art, and it's a pleasure to be on your show.
Okay, well, I know I sprung this on you, but I thought it'd be pretty cool, since you're going to talk about this subject, if we would reach out and actually get a subject. And we have Adam Ambrose, and with us right now, Adam is an abductee. Adam, hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. And can everybody hear each other?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes, I can. Yes.
Okay. All right, Adam, let us begin with you. You've had many abductions, but there are 2 in particular that I want to talk to you about tonight. And one was a schoolyard landing of a craft with mass witnesses. Somewhere in the back of my brain, Adam, it seems to me I heard about this story on the internet or on the news or somewhere. Is that possible?
This story has not been out on the national level. It's been